they are present here at home. The DEA says the cartel is present in all 50 states. Congressman Tony Gonzalez, he says he believes Tren de Aragua, that violent Venezuelan gang, is present across the U.S. as well. Now, some of the consequences of this designation that is official today includes legal ramifications for anyone who helps a designated FTO, which includes U.S. citizens. When it comes to family members or an associate of an FTO living in the United States, they're eligible for removal and deportation.
Let's start off with glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakatash. Double honors to teachers, elders, and apostles of great millstone, likewise brothers put on the truth. Faithfully here to see feeding the sheep and you brothers and sisters tuning in. Shalom. Today's lesson is titled Days of Stress. Mental, financial, and physical. Now, as you saw in that opening clip, okay, this administration has some really devious plans coming up against the children of Israel, us so-called blacks, Native Americans, and Latinos. And right now they're using this cartel and these Venezuelan gang issues as a means to police these cities in Great Babylon, America, and also to semi-invade Mexico. Now we're going to take a look at a video here in our first of many clips that I'm going to be bringing them on this lesson. And you're going to see what happens when you trust in Great Babylon, America. But let's go into the scriptures here. This is the book of Proverbs 29, and starting with verse 2, and it reads, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. Let's take a look at this clip.
Mass eviction at the Lil Abner mobile home park in Sweetwater. Residents told they have just a few months to find somewhere else to go. For many, it's the only place they've ever called home.
It really breaks my heart that my mother has to leave her home of 42 years to go somewhere else.
It's tough because this is our roof. I moved here on a Thanksgiving Day in 1982.
Yo soy una persona deshabilitada.
I am a disabled person. I cannot walk. I have no family. I have no one. It is not fair what they are doing to everything I have on this property. Delinia Martin saw her mom spend her life savings, $150,000, on a home with a contract and a promise that the land it was on was not for sale.
Hello everyone. Today I'm at Little Abner Mobile Home Park in West Miami, Florida, where they're evicting thousands of people. There's 900 mobile homes. And I want to know why. Why are the poor people always getting the short end of the stick? It's never the rich people. Have you ever wondered why? I want to know why, because it freaking sucks.
Using the Google Earth here. So we're going to zoom in on this park. And what this Jake need to understand is how the rich think. So he's asking, why does the poor always get shafted and the rich deal so unrighteously? Well, you take a look at it. So this whole area here is this mobile park. Now what you need to notice around this mobile park, okay, and as you can see in the videos, you know, that will be following, you can see that it's unkept. You know, it's filled with poor people. Basically hundreds of houses filled with poor people who are paying a couple $100 a month to live in these mobile homes, and they've been there for a long time, you know, very comfortable. When you take a look around, you see lakes or artificial lakes. It's very close to a highway. Okay, you see these other communities that are around, you know, those houses around there easily going for about $400,000 a pop. You know, you have condos, you know, you have golf courses, you have other little businesses around. You know, here it is, you know, you got this turnpike here, you know, so being close to these turnpikes and, you know, convenience is expensive. You can make a lot of money by putting condominiums and, you know, having the land available for houses, okay, rather than having it being a mobile home for very poor people, you know. So we're in a time right now where this devil, you know, and these people who are running these corporations, they're looking for a way to turn over anything, you know, a return on investment. Things are tight. So this isn't about humanity and kindness. This is about money, Jake. Now, as you saw in that clip, okay, what did that what I suspect is that Jake asks, why is it that the rich seem to get richer, and oppress the poor, and the poor just seems to be in a situation that they can't get out, okay? Now, this Jake doesn't have that much understanding of what's taking place here, so we're going to educate him. This is the book of Psalm 62 and 10, and it reads, trust not in oppression, and become not vain in robbery. If riches increase, set not your heart upon them. Now, this doesn't look rich, but let's think about it. We were talking about people that come from third-rate nations that, live in basically, wallow in swamps, basically, garbage all over the place. They call them third world countries. So the situation that they had there in this settlement, on this park, is rich in comparison to what they had. And I mean, if you look at the video, you saw that there was, quite a bit of nice cars that was there. But nonetheless, as I explained in that clip that I put there, this is about return on investment. Right now, clearly you can see that that is prime land, and they're looking at these people, and it's no longer beneficial to these people to have these people just live there for what they, would call chump change, okay? And of course, obviously, these people didn't read the fine prints, okay? So now you see the situation they're in which they have to either move their home, which basically none of those homes are really worth the amount of money it takes to dig them out of the ground and put them in the back of a trailer truck and carry them to another location. These people are not the type of people that have that kind of financial backing. I mean, these people have put all their life savings into it, and you can see what happened to them. Okay, let's go into the book of Ecclesiasticus 12 and 10. It reads, never trust an enemy, for like us iron rusted. So it's his wickedness, and clearly they trusted that they were going to be there for a long time. Imagine you were there for 42 years, okay? And now all of a sudden now, in the dawn of your life, when you're old and sick, you think that, here you're going to, die here, maybe pass it on to your children. Now you're finding yourself being evicted. Now where are you going to go? At the same time, you have this devil, doing a mass persecution of the children of Israel all across this nation, okay, which he called ICE raids, okay? So you have a problem of mental stress, okay? It's physical for a lot of these people. Is ailments and having to be mobile now, and it's financial. They've lost everything. All of them have put what they had into this mobile park home land here, okay? So we go to the book of Deuteronomy 28, okay? You go into verse 49, starting verse 49 reads, the Lord, Yahweh shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flies, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand, a nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of old, nor show favor to the young, okay? Now, we know a lot of the northern tribes, they still in love with sweet love in Jesus, the so-called white man's God. So they're not understanding the fact that these people don't have, this is what the punishment was on us, okay? That we will be given to a nation, okay? And then they use a word that says, as swift as the eagle fly, which is the eagle is a symbol of American power, okay? It's a national bird. And so that describes Great Babylon, America, where we're in right now. You can see these older people, they don't care that, they're going to be homeless, okay? These people don't care because Esau is heartless. Genesis 27:41, he made it very clear, okay, that he's going to pursue his brother and kill his brother, Jacob, which is the 12th tribe of Israel. We see that process is taking place right now, okay? When we go down to verse 66, it says, and thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shall have none assurance of thy life. Okay, so yes, these people, they don't have any assurance of their life. Okay, just like these people who are losing their jobs. Okay, so if you don't have that wisdom, okay, to understand what's taking place right now, when you get caught off guard, and that security, which is that job that you have, it's gone. Now what it is that you have, okay? And we see this is now that stress has taken hold of these women. Okay, the ones who stand up in man's face and go, I don't need you, and boast about their independence. Okay, right now well, you're about to catch hell, and you're going to be free for the taking out there by anyone who chooses to. Because right now, the Lord has taken, put the spirit in Esau to not even give two shits about any of you out here, okay? And you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called blacks, the Americans, the Latino, okay, are about to experience a level of tribulation that you can't even begin to comprehend. Now, let's take a look at this clip here with Trump and what he talked about in regards to his plan of dealing with homelessness, because they're creating the problem and the chaos. Okay, they think about it. Okay, remember the scripture roughly paraphrases. It says he sits in the lurking places. He does, his eyes is always set on the privy on the poor. Okay, because he's watching the movements, and this is what Esau and them do. They study your movements. They study what you like. You know, all those matches gave an indication or indicators of what Jakes were looking for. So Esau set it all up, and now they're taking it away. Okay, and it's by surprise. So here's what he has, and let me play this clip for you, and you can see, you know, with some animation, how this devil really is looking to solve these problems.
Our once great cities have become unlivable, unsanitary nightmares, surrendered to the homeless, the drug addicted, and the violent and dangerously deranged. We're making many suffer for the whims of a deeply unwell few, and they are unwell indeed. The homeless have no right to turn every park and sidewalk into a place for them to squat and do drugs. Americans should not have to step over piles of needles and waste as they walk down a street in a beautiful city, or at least once beautiful city, because they've changed so much over the last 10 years. Our first consideration should be the rights and safety of the hardworking, law-abiding citizens who make our society function. When I'm back in the White House, we will use every tool, lever, and authority to get the homeless off our streets. We want to take care of them, but they have to be off our streets. There is nothing compassionate about letting these individuals live in filth and squalor rather than getting them the help that they need. We need professionals to help them. For a small fraction of what we spend upon Ukraine, we could take care of every homeless veteran in America. Our veterans are being treated horribly. Likewise, with all of the money we will save by ending mass unskilled migration, we will have a huge dividend to address this crisis in our own country. Under my strategy, working with states, we will ban urban camping wherever possible. Violators of these bans will be arrested, but they will be given the option to accept treatment and services if they're willing to be rehabilitated. Many of them don't want that. We'll give them the option. We will then open up large parcels of inexpensive land, bring in doctors, psychiatrists, social workers, and drug rehab specialists, and create 10 cities where the homeless can be relocated and their problems identified. But we'll open up our cities again, make them livable and make them beautiful. For those who are just temporarily down on their luck, we will work to help them quickly reintegrate into a normal life. For those who have addictions, substance abuse, and common mental health problems, we will get them into treatment. And for those who are severely mentally ill and deeply disturbed, we will bring them back to mental institutions where they belong, with the goal of reintegrating them back into society once they are well enough to manage. It's a tough task, a very tough task, what's taken place on the streets, what's taken place with their taking so much drugs. But the fact is, we're going to try. This strategy will be far better and also far less expensive than spending vast sums of taxpayer money to house the homeless in luxury hotels without addressing their underlying issues. And they have so many of these underlying issues and needs. This is how I will end the scourge of homelessness and make our cities clean and safe and beautiful once again. We will do it. We will bring back America. Thank you.
That Jakes, who I trusted in Great Babylon America, now realizing that nothing is set in stone here in Great Babylon America, which we've been telling you all this, that this place is going to be destroyed. So if it's going to be destroyed, that means the Lord is going to bring the plagues on this place, which he promised to bring plagues on Great Babylon America, which is known as spiritual Sodom in Egypt, bring plagues and tribulation in Egypt as he did before, which we remember in the ancient time. He did just that when we had the first Exodus, and we do have an Exodus that's going to be coming this time. Only this time it's only going to be the 130 elect of Yasharala that's going to be saved. Okay, everybody else is going to be destroyed.
Well, the Trump administration's fight for border security taking another big step this week, with the State Department designating 8 Latin American groups as foreign terrorist organizations. They are the Venezuelan-based Tren de Aragua gang, MS-13 in El Salvador, and 6 other groups based in Mexico, including the Sinaloa cartel. So this designation increases penalties for those convicted of aiding those groups. And Elon Musk, of course, a prominent advisor to President Trump, floating the idea of possible drone strikes against the cartels. Border correspondent Ali Bradley live for us in Texas. Ali, are drone strikes an actual possibility inside Mexico?
Yeah, experts on the matter say they're absolutely a possibility and on the table here. But the reality is Congress is still going to need to sign off on that and give the final approval in order to make that happen. But when it comes to the situation here, all eyes are on Mexico right now.
Yeah, this is the book of Psalms 10, verse when it reads, "Why standest thou far, O Lord, how much I? Why hidest thou thyself in times of trouble?" Now, this is a question that's often asked by these jakes out there, so-called Blacks, Americans, and Latinos, because one, they mock the prophets. 2, they don't believe the words that's coming out of our mouth because we look just like simple, low-level black men here in Great Bible America, and also the Latino brothers that are doing this too, and that's fine, because when you're catching that hell, let's go into the book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 22. It reads, "How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity, and the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge," which is pretty much most of Yasharala. They hate knowledge, except those that are, hearkening to the truth and to those words. Okay, their head is not into the world. It says, "Turn ye at my reproof. Behold, I will pour my spirit unto you. I'll make known my words unto you." These words of prophecy, which is talking about the destruction of Great Babylon, America, the judgment that's going to come upon the children of Israel, so-called Blacks, Americans, and Latinos, and also these other tribes that have oppressed, the children of Israel, these other nations here in Great Babylon, America, and across this earth that have oppressed the children of Israel because, the so-called white man didn't lay paws on them. Here, instead of giving them corporate jobs and, land and money and the whole works to enjoy themselves here, they too are going to be judged, okay? And they're not prepared for it. And it says, "Because I have called and ye refuse, I have stretched out my hand, and no man regarded. But ye said not all my counsel, but none of my reproof. I also will laugh at your calamity, I will mock at your fear coming." The spirit of the man of the Lord is one of a cold motherfucker. We don't give a fuck who he is. You could be the wife, you could be the children, the father, the mother, it doesn't matter. If you're not part of the elect, if you're not going to get in order, if you're not going to fall into the truth like that, go fuck yourself and die. We don't give a fuck who the hell you is. We'll see you in the kingdom. Okay, either you're going to be a Hebrew Israelite in the kingdom as a god, or you're going to be a doggone other tribe member who's going to be in slavery. Either way, we don't give a fuck. It says, "When your fear cometh as desolation and destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when the stress and anguish cometh upon you."
Everyone's paying attention to what's happening on the South Side, but some believe that the Trump administration is going to start in our own backyard when it comes to dismantling these organizations because they are present here at home. The DEA says the cartel is present in all 50 states. Congressman Tony Gonzalez, he says he believes Tren de Aragua, that violent Venezuelan gang, is present across the U.S. as well. Now, some of the consequences of this designation that is official today includes legal ramifications for anyone who helps a designated FTO, which includes U.S. citizens. When it comes to family members or an associate of an FTO living in the United States, they're eligible for removal and deportation.
This is not more than anguish that you see going here. Now, in this clip, you saw where Trump is bringing out, coming out and calling, the Hebrew Israelites, really, technically, that's what he's saying, is that we're diseased, we're criminals, okay? Wangabons, and especially right now, the Northern Kingdom tribes who've always sat on their leads thinking that because of their light texture skin and their hair that's similar to, their idol, which is the so-called white people, okay, they were exempt from the judgments, which all the while we've been telling you that you are the biblical Hebrew Israelites and you will get these doggone judgments. The Lord is going to bring this on the entire earth, but he's going to start off with Yasharala first, which is the reason why he's seeing the Hebrew Israelites are catching this hell right now, and this hell is about to get worse. Now, let's go back into Psalms 10 and go starting to verse 2, because the Lord isn't hiding, okay, from afar. He has his man right here telling you up close and personal exactly what's going to go on, okay? But you're not listening. It says, the wicked in his pride don't persecute the poor, let them be taking the devices that they imagine. Now we know they're going to eventually come after the prophets, which is going to be that ultimate fuck up that the Edomites are going to make when they try to lay hands on the prophets. That's not going to happen. The Lord is not going to allow them, okay, to touch his anointed. It's just not going to happen. Now we can boldly say that to you. It says, for the wicked boasted of his eyes, Isaiah, and blessed the covetous whom the Lord Yahweh Shai abhorred. Now we saw the example of this blessing that this wicked king has done, okay, by allowing those men to take that land back, or basically destroy all the homes of those people out there in Florida, to redevelop it into condos and, high return of investment yielding properties, okay? It says the wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after power. Power is not in all his thoughts. His ways are always grievous, thy judgments are far out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. He had said aside, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity, which they are going to be in adversity right now. We are seeing the low levels of these Edomites, okay, these so-called white people are now in adversity. DEI is really made up of most of these doggone crackers, man. So, okay, so they are about to go into adversity. We know what this is going to lead to. Eventually, is you have a class war between these Edomites, and all hell breaks loose, and that's about to come real soon. Okay, it says the mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. Now, in these next clips, you're going to see something very ominous that they're going to be doing. Ecclesiasticus 12:7 says, if adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first, though he pretend to help thee, yet he undermine thee. Now, this is one of the greatest trick, okay, that Esau uses. You saw in a video with Trump, okay, where he was talking about what he's going to do for the homeless, but you can see, if you have wisdom, what he's really actually talking about, putting your ass in internment camps. Okay.
The Treasury Department, meantime, is also going to be working to block asset transactions from these FTOs. But what happens to the individuals arrested in the United States who belong to these now terrorist groups? Just yesterday, this suspected TDA gang member in possession of a firearm was nabbed in the Denver area. Now, with this terrorist designation, retired HSI Special Agent Victor Avila tells us that these individuals nabbed in the U.S. will likely get a one-way ticket to Guantanamo Bay.
Okay, now, these people are looking now at anyone that they can call or accuse, and you can see in the video where they accuse that young Jake. If you saw him on the street, you just think he was just some Jake, in college or something like that. But they accuse him of being associated with the cartels. Okay, so now they're coming to a point to right now where you walk around with tattoos, you so-called Latino men, okay, you driving a car that looks really expensive or out of your league, you're kind of young, but you're driving a $200,000 vehicle, they could turn around and stop you and pull you over, okay, and do a search, okay, which is illegal, but hey, under this new terrorist law that they have right now, they can now bypass all of those things that's been put in place to protect, okay, from law enforcement abuse, okay, which right now, this is about to go on the next level, okay. So these troubles that you're going to see coming, okay, and this man is demonstrating his lack of affection and love for the children of the Lord, because why? You go to Proverbs 14:31, it says, he that oppresseth the poor reproacheth his maker, but he that honored him had mercy on the poor. Now we have mercy on the poor. We ourselves are poor. Okay, even when we was in rulership, we showed mercy on the rest of these tribes. Okay, and that's going to be shown in the kingdom through righteous rulership. Okay, but in this time right now with the wicked in rulership, okay, and thinking that they're above the Most High, Yahweh Shai, because they have this AI technology, which they were given the ability to have it. Okay, they feel like they answer to nobody, and basically right now Esau is the alpha on this planet.
It categorizes them just like ISIS, Al Qaeda, the Taliban. They're on equal platforms here, and that is the key here. They're going to get picked up and placed with different charges. Now, I know that a lot of people just want them removed, but I think we have to make an example of these and say, listen, you're not just a regular person anymore. You're a terrorist or financing a terrorist organization. You get to get picked up under terrorist charges And maybe your next trip is to Gitmo. That's where we keep terrorists.
Okay, he is the alpha. He answers to nobody on this planet, so they can do whatever the hell they want. So as you can see, right now they're coming up with a very clever way in which they can now kick down your doors, okay, and go and grab you out of your household. Now they mentioned in this clip, okay, in this clip, and this is something you Hebrew Israelites need to really think about here, okay, because Ecclesiastes, it says 8:11, it says, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. Now they're saying basically anyone that's associated with these cartels right now, which now the State Department, and this is passed through Congress, has labeled 8 groups as terror organization. So they've called these gangs, Trendy, Aragua, MS-13, Cartel de Sonolia, Cartel of Nueva Generacion, and all these cartels. And basically they have a particular profile of what these cartels will look like, tattoos, a little flashy, or whatever the case is like that. And remember, this man is all about collecting people or high numbers, okay? They're not looking at the quality of the data that they're collecting. They're looking at the high numbers, and they're saying that the ones that they're going to send to Guantanamo Bay are going to be the ones that, okay, they feel like if you're labeled as a terrorist, okay, or an associate of it, that they are going to actually deport the family of the people, whether they're citizens or not, that are associated with these terrorists. They're looking to actually even block any type of financial transaction. So they could be watching you and saying, well, wait a minute, how does the hell did you have this house or you have this car? Okay? So right now, this is the new way Esau is going to come, okay, and start to label the children of Israel, okay, who are going to be known as terrorists, okay? I'm doing this lesson, guess what? They're going to label me as a terrorist, okay? So I expect them to come take away the house and all this shit. I don't give a fuck. I really don't. I actually don't, okay? It's not going to stop a damn fucking thing. I could live in a shoebox, okay? And so is the other brothers and everybody else like that. So we didn't come up soft like that, okay? But we know eventually they're going to do all of these things. This is the reason why the Lord Yahweh Shemashai said, but be as pilgrims, okay? Meaning what? You gotta move. You gotta be wise. You gotta see that sword coming towards you. And this is the thing that we try to warn you Hebrew Israelites about. So they're talking about right now association. If you try to help these doggone people, or if you a cousin or a friend or whatever the case like that. So to you Jakes out there, okay, you so-called Blacks, Americans, and Latinos, and this is the men and women, and let your children know also too. Be careful who you associate yourself with, okay? Because you might be walking with somebody, or you talking to someone strange who might just be being friendly, but they could be associated, or they could be on that watch list, okay, or being watched by an agent that's sitting in a car across the street. Next thing you know, they're grabbing not only them, but they're gonna grab your ass too, okay? Little let you know. And now after they can grab you, they're gonna go to your house and grab your family. And this is what they're saying, okay? So they now are coming up with a clever way in which they could really grab the entire family and put you into these internment camps based on your fact that you're now with a terrorist group. And this is how they bypass, okay, all the laws that's been set up to protect the American citizen, okay? And you heard it from them, okay? American citizen, it doesn't matter. Even who you get transaction to. So be even careful who you even hire to even clean your yard. Because that person might be associated, or they might say that person is associated with this group, and that $20 you gave them for raking your leaves now turns into some type of transaction or whatever the case of that. It's stupid like that. And these are the times that we're in. This is Micah 2:10. It says, "Arise and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sword destruction." Yes, so, as we speak and talk about this, a lot of you are going to think to yourself, you know what? You're just talking shit, nigga. You're just talking shit. Okay, not happening to me. Okay, that's good. That's good. I always love people who always think that way, because nothing makes me more happier than to see your ass fucking crash and burn, okay, when you're a stubborn, hard-headed motherfucker, okay? But this is the reason why you see the man of the Lord. We go and we do this work. We put the time in to do this work. We're not out there drinking and partying, having fun. The guys, we're not out there fucking every fucking cunt hole that we see out there, okay? We out here doing the work of the Lord, and Yahweh Shemashai, specifically the Mashiach has told us specifically, if you love me, feed my sheep, which is the 1/3 elect that's going to be listening, because we don't want them to get dragged in. This is going to amount to this, 2 Ezra 16, as our assembly says it, for there should be in every place in the next city a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. Agents, terminators. Oh yeah, they got those things. Okay, you got drones, helicopter. Okay, this is gonna be night and day. There's not gonna be any rest, Jakes. You need to understand this. Not to mention how many of you are gonna be out in the streets, homeless. Okay, old, sick. You're not gonna feel sorry for you out here, man. This is a time of great desperation. Okay, you get these Edomites, they're desperate, so they're not gonna try to throw you a bone. In fact, they're looking at you and think this is everything is your fault that they're losing right now. And this is exactly what the king of Great Babylon America has pumped into their head. It's you niggas and spicks fault as to why America has been collapsing. Okay, why these cities are now abandoned. Okay, jobs are being lost. Okay, you unqualified, uneducated apes that are cause for this. Okay, it says they should be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord, which is naturally us. Okay. So many of you are going to turn away from that damn sweet Jesus, you know, the so-called white man power or his God, whatever he's put in your head for the last couple of 100 years, and you are going to seek the true Hebrew Israelite God, which is Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. It says, for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. How are they going to do that? All they have to do is associate you with one of these groups that they call a terrorist group. Okay? And how are they going to make them terrorists? I'm quite sure that they're going to do a lot of black flag and then blame them and blame these gangs, okay? Which means now they're looking at each and every one of you Latino men and Hispanic men that is walking out there, okay? And they already have the people that are in these towns right now, in these communities, all set up to put these IEDs and do a lot of horrific things that they can come around heavy-handed, okay? So we're going to be paying attention to this because this is very, 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 very concerning of the fact that they now can accuse you of being a terrorist or part of a terror group, okay, against Great Babylon America, and they can just grab your entire family, okay? So you men that have walked out wisdom, you can cost the life of your wife, your kids, okay, your parents, okay? Your daughter could be your boyfriend. You might want to do some background checking. We're in that time right now, okay? We are in that time right now. So I don't want to make this too long, so I'm going to close it up right now. But this is something to keep it look at, okay? So I'm going to close up by giving all glory unto Yahweh, Bashim Yahshai, Bashim Rakakadash, Shalom, to the hopefully elect out there.